Hello everybody, my name is Ginger. I'm with Tarot by Ginger, and I'm going to read the tarot reading for Virgo for the month of December 2021. And I'm using the Oracle deck called ETA Oracle, which means Emerging Toronto Artists. And the tarot deck I'm using is the Artist Inner Vision Tarot, in case anybody wants to know what cards I'm using, because I always like to know what cards are they using. So I'm going to pull 3 cards from the ETA Oracle to give us an idea of the energies that will be around you for the month of December, and then I'll go into your tarot reading. So let me shuffle these up a little bit, and my spirit guides are here with me to assist me in giving you, Virgo, the clearest, most accurate reading I can give you with their help for the month of December 2021. Okay, let's go. Put these aside. And the energies for Virgo for December. Okay, the first card is Burial. And this is, well, I'll let you know what that means. It's not, probably not what it seems. The second card is beautiful. It's called Create. Very nice. That's nice. And beautiful. Ah, and Behold. This is an interesting card, to say the least. Okay. So, the Burial card, I'll read you the story about that. Okay. It says, the book says, here's a bigger picture of it so you can really see. It's a king hiding money away to be buried with. When this card appears in a reading, take some time to consider a major decision you are faced with. You are faced with, and what you might be choosing from making the more selfish or greedy choice. Could you be risking something long-term through your actions that might not be apparent right now? The king depicted in the artwork has chosen his money over his subjects. Okay. And chooses to be buried with his riches as opposed to giving them to his citizens. In retaliation, not willing to disobey the kings, the subjects bury him, but instead of in splendor, in an unmarked pit in the ground, a few coins tossed amidst the dirt. So don't take your good reputation and spoil it by being selfish or greedy somehow. You know, and this talks about a behavior that is not typical of how we might behave in the ordinary sense. So understand that for some reason you're probably going to be tempted to behave in an uncharacteristic way. So pay attention to what you're being drawn to do, because this would be a temptation of some sort. So when you feel a temptation coming on, pause and think about what the long-term ramifications are going to be. If it's not something that can be done in the light of day, best advice is don't do it, okay? And the next card is Create. Okay. This is lovely. So beautiful. You know, for some reason, pink is a color I think of when I think of Virgo. I'm not sure why. So, in readings, this card signifies an opening in the portal for creation. It is your opportunity to embrace it and manifest all the beautiful ideas for creation within you. So, you are going to experience, you know, the veil is thin in the months of October and November, and it appears that the portal is going to be open for your creativity Virgo. And so what a beautiful time of year to have that creativity. You can give it as gifts, give it away as gifts. And that's a gift from the heart, you know. And then the final card is Behold. It's not a nice energy. It's not a pleasant energy, but let's take a look at it. It's really the story of, from the Bible, of Judith and Holofernes. Holofernes, yeah. And it's not really. Anyway, Judith ends up decapitating this guy Holofernes because he's coming to overtake their city. And she gets him drunk and she seduces him. He gets drunk in the process, and she beheads him. But in this card, the artist says it represents the fact that the subject has decapitated herself and is now taking a good look at herself. So it represents an inner monologue between our higher self and our shadows, or our dark versus light. When parts of our own psyche acknowledge and confront one another, the dialogue can reveal a universal wisdom within us. So the weighing scales on the back of the figure, that would be these, represent the fickle balance of the light and dark, as it can be easily toppled in favor of one or the other. It's all about perception, isn't it? You know? Judith and Holofernes in this case are not separate beings, but rather a different manifestation of one and the same. So it's asking you to take a good look at yourself, not to be afraid. And, Edgar Cayce always said, know thyself. If you know yourself, you'll know others. And that's an example. And this temptation that is coming forward for you in the month of December is a good way of recognizing that, you know what, we can all be tempted to make a mistake. We can all be tempted to make a mistake, and Virgo is not left outside of that realm. Everybody can be tempted. I'm going to ask you not to be. I'm going to ask you not to be tempted by that temptation, because it's going to be very great. I think you'll create so much in such a more free way if you don't say yes to that temptation. Okay? All right, so those are the energies for December, and I'm going to do the Celtic Cross for your reading. I'm going to use that spread. As I said in an earlier video, I haven't used it in many months, maybe even for a year. But I just recently started using it again in this past week, and it has been working for me, so maybe setting it aside has done something to it for me. So let's see what we get for you today. Virgo. Okay. So this is for Virgo for December 2021. Okay, what do we have for Virgo? December 2021. Okay, the first card is the Eight of Coins, Eight of Pentacles. That's the basis of the reading. That's your hard work. You know, you're very typically Virgo is a very detail-oriented being. That's crossed by the Eight of Cups, very interesting. That is a card of leaving a situation that is sucking the life out of you. And actually you're leaving not just because of that, but because the divine is calling you to something greater. So you have a spiritual calling, and you don't know where you're going to go. You don't know where you're going to end up, but you're going to trust that call. And so that crosses you for good or bad. So the work will probably stay with you. You will continue in that work. It's really good work for you. It will help to give you some stability as you follow this higher calling, because you're going to be taking a journey of sorts, but not necessarily leaving town, if you know what I mean. And the underlying, the reason for the entire reading is the Hierophant. And I view the Hierophant as the social card of social justice. What is the right thing? What is true? What is equally true for all? And also, you know that you can't. So what I want to say is you can't really give someone a hand up if they're not willing to do the work, right? If they're not willing, but we don't always know that. You also cannot make people who are up here learn humility. It's not something as humans we're able to do. We're not able to force someone to learn to be humble. So it's really a card of learning karma. I don't know, perhaps, but there is within most society there's an orderliness to it, and the Hierophant asks us to take a look at the social structure. Okay, so there's something about the social structure that is the driving force through this reading for you. Interesting, I believe Leo had this in the same position. The Nine of Wands, this is having worked very, very hard. Worked very hard for something, perhaps a good reputation, and yet you're still having to stand guard over that reputation. It could be a reputation, it could be your property, perhaps as in a divorce. You worked just as hard as your partner did, and in the divorce, it's only fair that things are equally divided. So you may be, standing guard over the fact that you need to have it be equal, and you're detail oriented, so you'll be checking every penny. And you know what? Why? There's nothing wrong with that. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. Well, I did do a good job shuffling these cards, but you also have the Queen of Swords, as Leo did, as the energy overseeing the reading. So the Queen of Swords, with her clarity of vision, her clarity of speech and communication, is helping you in this process. And then I have the Magician in the near future position. And this is bringing God's will into manifestation on the earth. And however it is that you do that. This happens to be a shaman. It's not saying that you have to be, it's just saying that this energy is around you because you're taking a journey, and you may need the energy of the magician to make things, to light the path for you, okay? We have the Five of Swords in the position of the energy within you. And that is an energy of sort of the bully. So I don't know who the bully is. Are you the bully? Or is it someone this is your energy. So maybe you could be provoked to be the bully. And we have to remember that you have that temptation card of acting out of character. Because I don't really see Virgo as being a bully. But that's the energy of that card. And then, all right, this can also be a card about someone being very codependent. Stepping in to make sure that two people who have something to settle between them, you're the third person stepping in to make sure they don't kill each other. You know what I mean? When you really need to be minding your own business. So that's telling you, stay out of other people's business. Let them settle it their own way. Whether it's your kids, your sisters, your sister and brother, whoever. It's their business. Let them settle it. Don't worry about the outcome. The outcome will be fine. It will take care of itself. Here we go. This is a nice energy around you, the Nine of Coins. So this is the energy of the self-made woman. And I can definitely see Virgo being a self-made woman. So, you had at the beginning here the Eight of Coins, which is someone working very hard. If I can pick it up. Working very hard at a job that she loves, at her passion. And she is being sought out by people in her community for what she is making. So this is a beautiful energy, and it's followed up by the Nine of Pentacles, the self-made woman. Very nice for you, Virgo. And then you have the Ace of Wands, and that's a beautiful energy too. So that means something new coming in, and you have the this Eight of Cups, pardon me. You have this Eight of Cups, which means you are going on a journey of sorts. It's a spiritual journey, finding your truth, finding your center, finding, you're going to be taking a good look at yourself. You're going to be taking a good look at yourself. However, while you go on this journey, you will accomplish a lot. You will be able to accomplish a great deal as you take this journey in your life, which could last for a number of years. However, you have your, you have the Queen of Swords sort of as your guide, and you have the Magician energy to help you along the way with that, with the connection to your spiritual self, to your center, which is where you really, where you're actually trying to get to know who you are deep inside, and to be good with that, to be good and content with, I am good, knowing that sense of goodness about yourself that we all have within us. This is beautiful. And then so that you have the Nine of Coins, which means, you're going to do well financially. You have this Ace of Wands, something new coming in, very passionate, something very passionate to you. You're very fortunate. You have a lot of great passion in your life. And oh my goodness, how beautiful is this? You have the World as your outcome, the end of a major cycle. So for December, there's a little feather in there. It's like a dream catcher that the spiders have made. It's the end of a cycle, end of a major cycle in your life. So I'm going to say that this journey that you're taking, this spiritual journey, is going to, you're going to end a chapter in this spiritual journey. You've probably completed a number of chapters in this book, but this is another chapter, so you're going to be going deeper. You have great support around you. What are you trying to accomplish on this journey? Not having to set boundaries that keep you up at night. That's what you're trying to accomplish. Knowing that you're free, that you're fulfilled, that you have a goodness inside of you that cannot be taken away, except by anybody but you. And that's what that temptation about, and that's what taking this really good look at yourself. We can, self-examination is the peeling of an onion, right? The layers of an onion. So, we go in and we do a house cleaning and we feel good, but then in another couple of years we find that, there are certain behaviors that are similar to other ones we thought we had taken care of, but they're just a different color. And so we go back again and again and again. And this journey that you're going to take is telling me that it's going to really close a chapter on a certain part of yourself and it will help you to be so much, it's going to bring you so much fulfillment, so much spiritual fulfillment. This is really a beautiful reading, Virgo. I'm really excited. It's got a lot of potential and opportunity because, this World card is a potential outcome. You can choose to go off the path at any time this month and not follow the suggestions of this reading. However, just trust, because you have great guides. You have the Hierophant, the Queen of Swords. She knows about pain, and she knows about grieving it, and she knows about coming back even stronger. She's a great guide. And you have the Magician, and and you're learning, let other people take care of their own problems. You don't need to get in there. That's not your job. They'll be fine. Just think about all the scuffles you've had in your life with others. But you're very supported materially. You have great abundance. And you have new things coming in for you that are more passionate, exciting things for you coming in. So Virgo, what's it going to be? I hope that you find yourself at the end of the road, because that's what this means. It's the end of the road on a certain aspect of your life, meaning a life lesson learned. And that's a beautiful thing. So I'll leave it at that, Virgo, and I hope to see you next month. And thank you for joining me for your December tarot reading. It's been my pleasure. Bye-bye.